are you gonna take the stranger's side in a conflict when you know me? I live with you. I'm your daughter. You should be having my side. Hey you, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jenny and I'm a licensed psychotherapist. Today we're breaking down Disney's Freaky Friday. As usual, we're discussing the themes I noticed, parenting teens, and developmentally appropriate things teens do. If you're interested, please keep on watching. Freaky Friday is a movie about a mother and daughter who swap bodies and must learn to understand each other before they can switch back. Let's get into the themes I noticed. I noticed that Anna was feeling unheard and unloved by her mother. She also felt like her mother was always choosing someone else's side no matter what the conflict was. The next theme I noticed that is when we can understand each other better, we can empathize better. Starting with Anna feeling unheard, unloved, and unsupported by her mother, while also feeling like her mother always chose her brother's side, Stacy's side, Mr. Bates' side, basically everyone's side but hers. You can see this pattern when the brother is hitting her in the car. The mother doesn't notice who started it, so she's yelling at Anna.
Would you leave your brother alone?
You're old enough, you should understand, but it's like the little brother's in the back poking fun at her. How is that fair? She found that her brother was messing with her guitar and reading her diary out loud to his friends.
Stupid to think about him, but I can't help it.
And y'all know if you watch this channel enough, I am a big advocate of journaling, but people should respect those boundaries and not read your things. So he was literally reading it out loud to his friends, which is inappropriate and a big violation of privacy. And if you're watching the movie, you see the pattern of the mother basically taking everyone's side. When she goes downstairs to practice with her band, her mother immediately comes. The brother runs out with the underwear on his head, and the mother immediately is like, oh my God, what's going on with Anna? What did she do to you? Not even giving Anna the chance to speak on anything, to speak up for herself, to advocate for herself. While this is a typical sibling relationship, especially with that big age gap they have, the brother is almost seen as the golden child, while Anna is the black sheep of the family. You can also see the brother manipulating the soon-to-be stepfather with the ice cream.
Dad thing can be hard or easy.
But like I said, it's typical and normal for kids to do that, try to get their way. But if you could see that he could be that devious, maybe he could be the one starting the issues with Anna. Going back to privacy, this is something that is so important for teens. They're developing, they're changing, they're trying to see where they fit in this world. So they're usually trying to write about it. They're usually trying to understand it themselves. So having that outlet where they write things down is so important. And we must teach everyone in the home to respect that boundary. No matter if the teen gets in trouble, you always respect that boundary. Do not read their journal. This is a positive outlet and you don't want to take that away from them. So the brother was reading it and reading it out loud to his friends. To me, that's a double violation. Later on in the movie, the mother goes on to say privacy is a privilege. Do you all agree with that? Let me know in the comments. What do you think about that statement? Her mother also takes her door off the hinges. So her diary is being read out loud to people and now she doesn't have a door. Complete violation. The relationship between the mother and Anna, what do you all think? Do you think this is a typical mother-daughter relationship? Whenever I'm looking at something, a situation, I always go back to the person's developmental stage. And Erickson lets us know that between the ages of 12 and 18, the identity versus role confusion stage starts. This is where it's the adolescent's job to learn the roles they will occupy as an adult while developing a sense of personal identity. Peer relationships help them really explore various identities. If they are successful during this stage, it leads to fidelity. This is where the adolescent feels comfortable with others who have varying values while remaining true to themselves. So this is a very important stage. Also during this stage, the teens are not getting along with their parents. It's completely normal. And they're definitely not getting along with their siblings. Sibling rivalry is at play here, definitely. I really want parents to know that this is not your fault. This is totally developmentally appropriate, but you have to take the steps to recognize these triggers that the teens have. And you have to understand the triggers as well. This is so important because you need to be able to work through the teens distancing themselves physically and emotionally. It's also imperative for parents to know that you are not losing your teen. You're supporting their growth and helping them become the best version of themselves. What's also important for you to know is that Anna's mother is also a psychologist.
You forgot about me.
I could never forget about you, Evan. I see you every day.
That plays a big role in their issues in the relationship that they have. Unfortunately, no matter what the mother does, there is going to be some points that the daughter feels like her patient, and the daughter does not want to be her patient. She wants to just be her daughter. I also felt like throughout the movie, the mother was not validating her daughter. She was saying, this is why you feel this way. You feel this way because your father is not here. He passed away. She's just telling her, not really listening to her daughter, but just telling her daughter. It's like her mother's like, I'm a psychologist. I've got to figure it out. This is why you're feeling this way, and this is what you need to do, which is not appropriate. And the mother is also feeling like because her father recently passed away, I think it was 3 years ago, that her mother was getting remarried so soon. This reasoning can also be coming from the mother's own guilt for remarrying maybe quote unquote too soon, since it's only been 3 years since the father passed away. So she's like, you're feeling this way because I'm getting remarried and your dad just died, blah, 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 when it could be just the own mother's guilt. What do y'all think in the comments? Let me know. The mom even said, high school isn't hard. I could do it without getting detention.
I didn't last one day in my high school.
Actually, I could, and I would do it without getting a detention.
At this point, Anna is not at the same developmental stage as you, mom. So she's not going to think high school is easy. She's going to think it's hard. And I would think a psychologist would know that. But unfortunately, when you're a parent and a psychology, those lines tend to be blurred, even though you don't mean to not have your daughter feel like she's heard. You don't intend to do those things, but unfortunately it comes out that way, and that's why it's important to really listen. Anna's mom was also choosing a childhood friend's side in conflict. Anna's mom was like, why aren't you friends with Stacy anymore? And Anna was like, well, this is why, or whatever she said. And the mom was like, no, you need to be friends with her, blah, blah. And I'm like, how are you gonna take the stranger's side in a conflict when you know me? I live with you, I'm your daughter. You should be having my side, not Stacy's side. But when the switch happens between Anna and her mother, she finally sees what a bully Stacy really is. She goes trying to talk to Stacy, saying hello. Stacy pulls her shirt over her head, like a childish thing to do. I would say, oh my God, this is so childish. But Stacy is just a bully and childish. Stacy even suggests that Anna's mother and her sit next to each other. And when they do, Stacy blames her for cheating when she wasn't.
Miss Brown, she's copying my test.
So I'm like, now you're starting to see. I didn't really like that one. I felt like not listening to your own daughter above a friend, that's odd to me. But this leads me to believe that the mother thought Anna was such a problem that it was her fault that she couldn't get along with anybody. Anna was also not getting along with her teacher, Mr. Bates. But when they switch roles and Anna's mother goes to school as Anna, she answers the question perfectly, and Mr. Bates is like, oh,
that is seriously overreaching. F.
You did too much. This is an overreach. But then she realizes, oh, this is the guy that asked me out in high school and I rejected him. So he was really taking his frustrations out on Anna because her mother rejected him, which is so sick and inappropriate. I was ready to write a letter to the school board for that, because that's inappropriate. You leave your childhood trauma at home. Don't bring that trauma into the school. You need to seek help and see a therapist for that. That's inappropriate to do that to a child that doesn't even know why you hate them. Again, this is where Anna's mom also didn't believe her. Strike two, mama. Just kidding. Or not. All in all, Mr. Bates was a hater. I do want to go back to before the switch happened, when Anna met with, I don't know his name in the movie, y'all, Chad Michael Murray. I'll put a picture up. But when they met and Anna's like, I really like this boy, he offers her a ride, but Anna doesn't go. So Anna really was trying to be this good daughter for her mother, but her mother was not listening. Her mother was not trying to understand her, trying to see her. And that was really hard to see. Mom, I'm trying, but you're not listening. You're not seeing me. And I'm like, Anna, you are right. Moving on to when we understand each other, we can empathize better. I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed this plot because I feel like it is a testament to the world. If we're not living each other's daily lives, so it's hard for us to pass by and say, oh, that's not a big deal. You're not having that trouble. But if everyone took a step back and put themselves in that other person's shoe and really listen effectively and see the data that is reflecting in the issues that we're experiencing, then I think the world would be much, much better off. I'm not looking for you to understand everything, every single issue I've been through, but maybe listening and empathizing and believing each other. When we say we're going through these things, it could really help us. And we also need to just be more compassionate. And I feel like that's easier for people who are in helping fields to understand sometimes. And it's also important that sometimes we close our mouth and we are quiet and we just listen. And we're listening to understanding, not listening to respond. There's a big difference there. When they were arguing about the audition that Anna wanted to go on with her band, the mother really should have taken the step back to just listen. Maybe they could have come up with a plan together like they end up doing later in the movie, but a simple step taken back. What time is this happening? How long do you need to be away? What is a plan that we can work out that you can come to my event and go to your event as well, so that way you feel supported? I know you feel like this is a once in a lifetime experience. How can I support you to doing that? I feel like Anna's mother should have said, you missing that rehearsal would make me sad. I really need you here. You're my daughter, you're my baby, you're my love. I want you by my side on this special day. And I feel like Anna should have said, I really want to go to this band competition. It's really important for me and my band. It's something that I enjoy doing. I want to be here on your special day and I want to support you, but I also want to do my band and go see them. Is there a way I can do both? At times during this stage of development for teens, they do tend to catastrophize some things, like Anna saying this will never happen again. Yes, it is developmentally appropriate. She is understanding that, oh my God, this lifetime event, it was probably advertised as that lifetime event. You don't want to miss it. Those big marketing words that us adults understand, that you will have more time in your lifetime, but to a teen, they don't see that. They're not there yet. Their frontal lobe, not yet developed. And also, I feel like this is a lesson on wanting your child to stand up for themselves, wanting them to be vocal about their emotions, their ideas. And this is so hard as a parent because you're like, you need to listen to me, I know better. But you need to allow your child to practice those skills in that safe environment with you, while of course respecting you as a parent and being courteous to you as a parent. But it's important for them to be able to stand up for themselves, so that way they're in a situation outside of your home, they're able to stand up for themselves, they're able to communicate effectively what they want. It really does all start at home. And you also want your child or your teen to be able to speak up, especially so that they can keep safe. Like a teen might say, I don't want to drink because of this. And this is, I said, safety, because peer pressure for drinking, peer pressure for using drugs. Your teens need to be able to stand up and say, I don't want to do that and this is why, or I don't want to do that, period. So I feel like Anna's mother had a really hard time with that relationship as a psychologist and a mother. She kept mingling them together. She kept putting them together. No, just focus on being a mom. And if you need the support of a therapist, a psychologist, then you reach out to one to get that. Don't try to be both. It's already hard enough to be a parent. Don't try to add your day job. Don't add your day job on top of it. Again, this is all easier said than done. It's easy for me to sit in this chair and give an analysis when it's not my reality. Like I said, kids, teens, they need positive outlets. And the band was a really positive outlet for Anna, and so was journaling. She already felt like her journal was taken advantage of. Why not help her with the band? The band was also a really important part of Anna developing her own sense of identity. And I also mentioned communication, asking those follow-up questions. I feel like this is where effective communication comes into play. And I'm gonna read that definition to you, so I may look down. Effective communication is more than just exchanging words. It's understanding the emotion and intention behind the information, as well as being able to clearly convey a message. You need to listen in a way that fully gains the full meaning of what's being said. And this is important so that way you can make the person feel heard and understood. All in all, I truly feel like they really needed that switch because they were both having such a hard time seeing each other's points of view. For example, Anna thought her mom had this easy life as well, but when she went to do therapy and just went about her mother's day-to-day life, she noticed that her mother's life was not easy and she was very busy.
Could you hold on a second?
All those phones ringing all the time, I can't imagine how stressful that must be. I feel like the first time they really start to really understand each other is when Anna is inside the mother's body riding the motorcycle. The fiance see them and Anna's mother comes and says, this is what's going on, blah. Well, Anna's mother inside of Anna's body comes and says, this is what's going on, blah, blah. The mother needed a ride. They started to have each other's back. And of course, it was to Anna's mother's benefit that the fiance saw her in a positive light and saw that she wasn't potentially cheating. I feel like this, even though Anna's mother stands to gain from that, it really softened Anna up too. See, mama, you gotta lead by example. Also, during the switch, Anna's mother was able to see that the little brother is being annoying and he is starting the fights. But Anna in her mother's body was able to go to the parent-teacher conference and see how much her little brother admires her and looks up to her. And I felt like that was a really sweet moment. Again, that little boy is in a different developmental stage. So them not getting along makes complete sense. Him not being able to express that he loves her makes sense. All in all, I feel like they really did need to do that switch. I really teared up a little bit at the speech Anna gave at her mother's wedding rehearsal.
We'd all just make a little room. And I really wanted her mom to know that.
Oh my God, is that me tearing up? Am I tearing up? I was, because it was like, oh, they finally understood each other, finally. So role playing is such a huge therapeutic technique. And so is the empty chair technique. And the empty chair technique is really sitting there and talking to someone. You were sitting in that chair or talking to someone you may never be able to talk to, or maybe you're scared to talk to. So those are two very important techniques. Role playing is a huge technique in therapy, and this movie really reminded me of that. Role-playing is a technique where the client acts out real-life scenarios with the therapist. This is to practice new behaviors, emotions, and communication skills in a safe, controlled environment. Like I said it before, this is essentially what they did in the movie. Y'all, Anna's mother was seeing a patient every day for 3 years. Therapists, in the comments, let me know, would you see a patient daily for 3 years? I truly felt like this was a movie dramatization. Y'all, if I'm saying the word wrong, please. I tried to say it many times. Did you notice that Lindsay Lohan was always switching roles with someone in a movie?
Lindsay Lohan, daddy, you hold on one second.
Let me know in the comments, do you want to see me break down The Parent Trap? I really want to take this moment to talk about a racial stereotype that was depicted in this movie. And that stereotype was the magical Asian, much like the magical Negro. This is where the character only exists to make the white character basically have an epiphany, change, get better. And you can see that in this movie because it was the Asian grandmother that gave them that potion to help them change their lives and have a better relationship. This character essentially exists to only give lessons to the white character, and that isn't right. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. As always, if you're interested, please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That would really help me out. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Bye now.